This week, it's Friday the 13th, the final chapter.
Or is it?
Welcome to our podcast. I'm Brett Hayes.
And I am Steven with a PH, and we are here with another episode of Horror and the Hater. Another Friday the 13th. I thought these only hit the calendar like once or twice a year. This seems excessive.
Well, this year, wasn't it like, this year is 3 times.
3 times? Okay.
I thought so. Or we had like 2 like really close together.
Well, we just had Monday the 13th. So
well, that's not all right. That's bullshit. He knows that. He's a piece of shit.
All right. Well, let's get into this thing because we have had to watch so many people go to this damn lake, and it never works out well for anybody.
It works out well for us, the audience. That's what it works out well for. Friday the 13th, the final chapter. I think I read that this came out in 1984. So we've just been cranking them out. This is the 4th installment. They started in 1980. So we're going one a year.
Wow.
They're cranking them out.
Okay, I can understand the 1 hour and 24-minute runtime just consistently.
Dude, and I don't hate it.
I don't either.
Oh my gosh.
Keep it quick. We know what we're here for.
I'm into it. This one's directed by Joseph Zito, who worked on a few other slashers and some action movies with the likes of Dolph Lundgren.
Okay.
And the man who allowed everyone to work in film, Chuck Norris. Rest in peace, Chuck Norris.
R.I.P. Chuck Norris, the realest of them all.
Right. We won't mention this movie without the return of the Sultan of Splatter. It would be Tom Savini. So he's the guy who did the first one. He is all over the horror genre. He's got a school for special effects. There's not too much I really need to say about Tom Savini. He is that dude. Oh my God. But this was his return and his last debut in the franchise. And as we get on further in the franchise, it shows a little.
Oh boy.
Yeah. My notable actors. I didn't pick an honorable mention because every time one of these guys were on the scene, I was like, every time they were in the scene, I was like, oh, okay, that's who I'm kind of fixated on. That's Crispin Glover and Corey Feldman. We don't really need to go into their many accomplishments. They're everywhere. But they definitely took over the scenes they were in. What about you, Steven?
I'm going to go with Trish, our final girl, and I'm going to give the nod to Gordon, the golden retriever.
Oh my God.
Great performance and survived. Okay. Jason couldn't get this one. All right. Gordon was too smart, too wily, too quick. So golden.
That's true. So the budget was $2.6 million. Steven, tell me that sweet box office.
I mean, they're cranking out what? Let's go 20 million.
Okay, that's actually not a bad guess. It got 33, so it was a good success at the box office. They're still killing it. Everybody's still showing up to see Friday the 13th and Jason in all his glory. IMDb, we have a 6 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, we got a 52% from the audience score. And Letterboxd, a 3.1 out of 5. You know, the weird thing is in the spaces that I'm in, this is the one that people are like, oh, the final chapter is my favorite one. That's the best one of the series. Yeah. Okay. That or the original, because you have like the purists, or what they would refer to themselves as, the horror purists. And they're like, oh, 1980, the first one, it's the best one. Hands down.
I kind of like it.
I do like it.
It has a little bit, it has a special charm about it. You know?
It does. Yeah, I agree. But this one is the one that I hear all the time. Like, people are like, oh yeah, like this is Friday the 13th. This is what I come to it for. And it does have all the elements that I've mentioned in Friday the 13th movies. So big contender. Anyway, let's get on to it. A family living by Crystal Lake gets a group of young college-age visitors next door. Jason Voorhees wakes up from his little bump on the head from the sharp end of an axe and rains terror on the two groups, presumably because he does not believe in coexisting.
No, you cannot have. You got to keep him. If he had all the girls in one house and all the guys in another house, maybe he could have left it alone. But
Mhm.
not with that much. Not with that much canoodling going on. Okay, we know Jason is not a fan of premarital sex.
No, he is not. Even though
I don't think
everybody,
he's even a fan of marital sex. I'm
well,
not sure. I
people
guess
did
nobody in
say
these have been married.
people said that he was like a fan of SA. So we'll have to see.
Okay, all right.
Oh, shoot. That's how
Well,
we're
yeah.
starting today.
Let's get into this. We start off with only a 3-minute recap of the previous films, so we're speeding that up a little bit, just kind of hitting the highlights, basically showing all of the different ways that Jason should have been killed in the previous movies.
Mostly from 1 and 2. There was like 2 or 3 scenes from number 3, and everything was capped out of 1 and 2. So,
Yeah,
like I said earlier, fuck that movie.
right. So we then just get 2 minutes of credits on a black screen instead of trying to do something fun with it, and that suddenly that somehow feels worse than doing some big elaborate credit scene. I guess I can just never be satisfied with this. But we go back to the lake, back to Crystal Lake, and cops are clearing out the crime scene that we have from part 3. They put the axe from Jason's head into a evidence bag that is way too small for it,
Yeah.
and then throw a sheet over Jason's body. Ambulance comes up, hauls the body away, and the EMTs are kind of satisfied that somebody finally got Jason.
I like the one EMT that like pulls up and he's like, oh, they're all dead. Some emergency. It's like, oh. What?
It's like, well, I mean, he's kind of got a point, but
I mean,
we find out. But at the same time, wasn't one of them left alive? But I guess that was just the dream sequence that she was left alive in the boat. So
no,
maybe
she was alive.
okay. So
She
see,
survived.
they weren't all dead, but maybe everybody that was left there was dead. They were just kind of cleaning
Yeah.
up the aftermath. But the EMTs, they take the body into the morgue and have our Emmy Axel sign for it. So he leaves the body alone and goes to aggressively hit on a nurse who is not having it at first. He tells her to meet him in the cold room, and she's like, I'm going to give you the cold shoulder. But then suddenly turns on a dime and is just like, actually, you know what? I think I'm into it. So once again, these nurses, man, these nurses. So they go to or she goes into the cold room is what it's called, trying to find him for a little late night rendezvous, and sees on the TV a jazzercise video playing that really it doesn't look instructional at all. The camera angles are not really letting you learn the dance moves.
It's to, set you in the mood. That's
Yeah.
jazzercise.
Yep. So in the dark, something is moving behind her, and turns out it's just Axel playing a prank again.
Yeah.
She tells her that she's just in there to watch the news, and so she turns on the news, and they sit in front of Jason's dead body. Definitely super romantic. That's really the spot in the hospital, is in the morgue. So he turns it from the news back to the jazzercise video and tries to make a move. She's like, no, I'm actually here to watch the news. But basically they're watching the newscast about what just went down at Crystal Lake. They hear their hospital mentioned on the TV, and apparently that's gets her super hot and ready, just like Little Caesar's pizza. She's ready to go. And so they just lay on the gurney next to Jason's body and start to get it on. And as they aggressively make out, one of Jason's hands falls from the gurney onto her leg. Understandably, kind of kills the mood.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. That'll get you drier than a desert right there. So she zips up her little blouse and gets her things and is like, you need to lock that thing in the freezer. And so we have established that Jason is like officially the biggest cock block ever.
The worst, honestly.
Like,
I mean, he does let a lot of people get it going before he takes them out.
that is true. He does get some people in the act, gets some people, but yeah, I guess he lets them get one more in. It's like, hey, I gotta see you do it before I can know that you deserve to die.
Are you calling Jason a peeping Tom?
I think we've established that he kind of is, like, just by the letter of the law. He's a peeping Tom. So we go back. She goes over to the storeroom. She's looking for some medicine, drops a bottle, breaks it on the floor. Meanwhile, Axel puts Jason's body into the freezer, but he does not get the door shut all the way. He goes back to his jazzercise softcore video, and suddenly he is grabbed by a hand and a hacksaw is put to his neck. The nurse thinks Axel is there to scare her again in the storeroom, but guess what? It's just Jason, and he is there to just Jason. Grabs her by the throat, stabs her in the stomach. So do not even think about having sex around Jason, or you're done.
I want to give Jason a round of applause for a second. Axel the doctor, he's a creep. Yep. So I was super happy that happened to him. Not super happy that he had to go way of the bone saw, but we all know what they say.
That
bone saw is ready.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Also,
another Sam Raimi reference.
Also, the nurse being like, I don't know if you felt this way, but like when the nurse got stabbed, she didn't get just stabbed, she got gutted.
Yeah.
Which really set the stage, because it's like just generally more brutality is what they're kind of getting for, and I was in for it. Like,
yeah, which makes me wish that we could have got a few more of the deaths on screen. We got a few that they just really phoned in, and could have had something there.
But when we're 4 movies in, and they do have a pattern of just being like, hey, 1 or 2 of you, we're not going to see how you die, but you're dead.
All right. And I guess we get to see the aftermath of a few of these, so it kind of makes up for it, maybe. But anyway, we cut to 2 women jogging through the forest talking about boys. It's Trish and her mom. They're the ladies that live out there in the cabin, living there with little brother Tommy, who is really good at making alien masks and monster masks.
Yeah, okay. Suspension of disbelief. Right.
Where's he getting that much latex?
Dude, that was like Tom Savini's like, hey, look at all the cool masks I can make. And I'm like, yeah, those are really cool. What are we going to do with those later?
And we do nothing with them.
We're just going to have him shave his head and put some eyeshadow on.
That was such a letdown, because I thought that whenever they teased it with the alien mask, I was like, oh, obviously he's going to distract Jason with one of these awesome masks. Maybe he's going to do some like Home Alone type thing where he sets up an elaborate trap where Jason has to run through a maze of all these different masks, and he doesn't know which one has the kid in it. But no, we get none of that. We get none of that. We get it. Yeah, we get a bad haircut. So we'll get to it though. So he's making his alien mask, playing his video games. They're living out in the country, and apparently some teenagers have rented the house that is right next to theirs. So they're excited to have some neighbors for just a short amount of time. So we cut to the kids driving through the country, trying to get to this rental house. We got Sam and Paul, who are our obligatory horny teenage couple.
You're right.
Back in the backseat, we got Ted and Jimmy, who are our single guys that are talking about how Jimmy blew it and broke up with BJ Betty.
BJ Betty?
Yeah, like how are you gonna blow that one? Pun intended.
That guy's a dead fuck.
Oh my gosh, he's such a dead fuck. Yeah, that's why he couldn't hang on to BJ Betty. Right. So they argue back and forth in the back seat. Ted, he's our douchey guy. Jimmy is our awkward guy. And then we got Sarah, who is our awkward girl, also kind of obligatory.
Mhm.
She's a little bit, more shy and hasn't done all the crazy stuff that these other kids are doing out there. And then we got Doug, who is he's kind of there. Don't know much about Doug. He just kind of shows up randomly, actually.
Doug did not really get like screen time.
He just kind of appeared out of nowhere, and I was like, "Who is this guy?" And I'm like,
Yeah,
going to
I was like,
cast this,
oh.
and I was like, "Okay, Doug. All right, where did?"
These cannon fodder.
It's like, was he even in the car at first? I guess.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
I can't even remember. So Doug, who comes out of nowhere, but these kids, they get lost on their way out there. They actually end up passing by Pamela Voorhees's grave as they try to map their way to the cabin. They pass by a hitchhiker, a portly young girl holding up a rainbow sign that says "Canada and Love," and they quickly blaze by her. They're like, "We're not stopping." So she copes with being rejected by just sitting on the side of the road and eating a banana.
Yeah.
And so she's eating her banana in peace when suddenly she hears a twig snap behind her. She turns to see the boots of Jason walking over. He grabs her hair, shoves a knife into the back of her neck.
So crazy. I thought this was going to be our final girl, and I was disappointed.
I was also kind of like, what was the point of her? Like, this was kind of just like a bonus kill. Like,
this is our fourth installment. More bodies, more bodies.
More bodies. We're just gonna shove in more like stereotypical teenagers from the 80s. So we got the weird hippie here that's hitchhiking along the road. We're not going to give you any backstory. You think maybe she's Canadian or she's at least trying to get to Canada.
She's trying to go to Canada.
Yeah. So she's trying to get to Canada. Really is keeping up her potassium levels on these long hitchhikes.
It's important.
And then, just takes it through the neck with a knife from our friend Jason. So the kids, they finally get to the house. They start unloading all their stuff. Trish and her little brother, Tommy, come out and they greet their new temporary neighbors in the bathroom. We got our two girls, Sarah and Sam, talking about how big of a slut Sam is. And basically, how to keep a guy. We find out that Sarah, she's a virgin and she's really nervous about all these boys around. And Sam's like, come on, girl. You just gotta give him the goods to keep him around. It works every time. So from his window, the little brother is able to see into Sam's window and sees her starting to get undressed. Sees Paul come in and they start making out, and he is getting very, very excited.
So I just want to say I'm not glazing Corey Feldman because he's 80s royalty.
Yeah.
That was a genuine reaction of a 10-year-old to a preteen getting to see.
It's like, I'm gonna get to see boobs from far away.
In real life, though.
In real life. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
doesn't matter if they're far away. It's like,
I mean, he ruined his own time because his mom definitely heard him rummaging through that bed. So she came in and put the blinds off. But
so she comes in, she's able to see what he was seeing, pulls the blinds down, and just kind of ruins his time. So next morning, the gang is going for a morning walk. They run into two twin girls that I've affectionately nicknamed Slut 1 and Slut 2. So they're dressed alike. They have matching swimsuits, and then they have matching shirts later. Like, it's like, okay, we get it. You're twins.
Yeah, it's like peppermint twins.
Yeah. So they are just riding their bikes on the trail and decide to link up with the rest of the group to go down to the lake.
Yeah.
Sarah, she's like, I'm gonna go back to that house, and decides to walk by herself through the woods, which we all know is a terrible idea in these woods. So she keeps hearing things, and she's getting really nervous on the walk back, gets scared by a branch, and It just decides, you know what, I'm just going to go back and read on the dock. The rest of the kids, they're swimming at the lake, all decide to start skinny dipping. So we get basically every one of these kids naked for this scene. So Tommy is walking by the lake and he is having, once again, one of those childlike reactions to seeing a bunch of naked women, this time in the water.
Oh yeah.
In the daylight too. It's like that's a double whammy of awesome.
From less than 300 feet.
Exactly. So Trish is the one to ruin his time this time and drags him away, covering his eyes as she does. Now, as they drive back to the house, their car breaks down on the side of the road. Tommy is pretty sure he can fix it if he can find a screwdriver.
Sure.
So she gives them the keys to open up the trunk, look around, see if they got any tools back there. Back at the lake, Sam is trying to lure Sarah into the water. And so she says she's going to stay under until Sarah comes in. And so Sam then follows through on her promise and doesn't come up for a little bit. So Sarah starts to get worried. She then sees Sam's body floating in the water, looking pretty dead.
Is she dead?
She's not. As Sarah grabs for her, Sam pulls her into the water, forcing her to have fun because you're here with the group. Have fun. So back at the car, they're trying to get it started, and it is not turned on. So Tommy gets startled by this random man that is hiking through the woods with a backpack, and he offers to help. This is Rob. So he pulls a knife out of his boot, holds it against something on the engine, and then the car starts immediately. So Trish's engine also starts immediately.
Did you think we were going to have dual serial killers for a minute there?
No, I thought I was wondering if we were going to get like Jason in the woods and they were going to have to run away and they were just going to escalate this thing immediately.
Okay.
But no, I was just like, we got another character. Oh my gosh.
Okay. I know, an embarrassment of riches, really. So when he first got introduced, the entire time I was sitting there and I was like, dual killers. Jason saves the day in the final chapter.
Ooh, the ultimate twist.
That's right.
No, instead he's just another guy that we get to see barely killed. So we do get to see his body thrown through a window, though. Spoiler alert. So there's that.
Yeah.
So they offer to give him a ride. He's apparently hunting for bears, but he's also asking weird questions like, are there any teenagers in the woods or at the lake? That moment did give me a little bit of suspicion. I was like,
that's
why is he out here hunting for teenagers? That's interesting.
Right.
So Trish invites him inside. Tommy pulls him upstairs to show him something in his room, and it's his collection of scary monster masks. So this is
do they come into play now?
Yeah, no. So you remember, the classic trope of if you got a rifle hanging above the fireplace in the first act, it better be used in the third act. That's so we're gonna come back to those masks. Tommy shows him a puppet that he's made with some weird troll head, a weird little bit of not foreshadowing, apparently. Back at the house, the kids are hanging out for the night. We got Sam and Paul that are just making out on the stairs. We got Jimmy that he goes over, puts a record on, and asks one of the twins to dance. And then he proceeds to do the whitest dance that
Tell
has
me
ever
it wasn't
been
good,
done.
dude. Tell me that dance wasn't good.
It looked like he was having a seizure. He was just flailing wildly. I don't know if standards were different back in the 80s. I guess they didn't have the Dougie back then, but still, he's just over here. Like his dance moves are essentially
right. The Dougie was invented to prevent this kind of travesty again.
And he's just like, here's the thing. I'm going to teach you how to do it. Okay. It's so easy. Even you white people can do it. Okay. This is why we have songs like the Cupid Shuffle and things like that. It's just because it's like, gotta keep it simple for us.
Sure.
So this is somehow kind of attractive to one of these girls, I guess. But Paul goes over and he's like, you know what? We are going to change this. I've had enough of those dance moves. And he switches it up to something a little bit slower, trying to switch up the mood there. And then Ted starts aggressively kissing one of the twins. And she is like, I'm going to go get another drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not really feeling Teddy boy.
She didn't want any bit of teddy bear.
Nope. Not a bit. It's also weird that he has a teddy bear.
And it's also weird that he kept talking about himself in the third person.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird things about this guy. So one of the twins tries to grab Paul for a dance, but Sam is quick to assert her dominance, get him back over there. They start dancing, and Jimmy is doing so still awkwardly. Rob leaves, and Trish is saying that he can come back anytime. If you need a shower, you can use my shower. It's right up there. So if you're out there and feeling frisky after hunting some bears, come back and see me. Back over at the other house, twins are having a beer chugging contest, and one of them makes her move on Paul. So Sam is not super pumped about this because Paul is very easy. He is not loyal at all.
No,
I don't know if they discussed what the terms are. Or they define
it was the record.
Relationship.
He played too smooth of a record. He screwed himself over.
Yep. So, and apparently Sam was talking a big game about her skills. Guess they weren't good enough. Because Sam, Paul's still out there on the prowl.
I feel bad for Sam actually because
that was kind of
she does the whole story of like, oh, we've heard about you, and she's like, look, I didn't do any of that. People have been calling me that since I was like, what, sixth grade? So what, like 11? She's been called a slut, and then all of a sudden she's like, but I put out for him. He's my boyfriend. Like, this is my guy.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I don't know. I kind of want to bite of the peppermint twins.
Yep. So
in front of your face right now.
Like literally kind of pushing you out of the way, like just giving you the Heisman.
See ya.
And being like, we're gonna dip into this real quick.
Yeah.
So she says she's gonna go for a swim instead. And yeah, really. And then you also, so you have Sam pissed at him for fucking around, and then Teddy is also pissed at him for stealing his girl. So Paul is just making enemies left and right.
Teddy, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
He had no shot.
It was not. He's not. His anger is not justified. Like saying
no, he had more shot with the bear.
Yeah, he definitely did,
and he might have. Because he was clutching that thing later.
Didn't want to think about that, but thanks, bro.
He's practicing his furries.
Horrifying element of this horror movie. So Sam, she goes down to the water, starts to get naked, hoping that she has successfully lured Paul down to the water and to get her away from slut one. So she's calling out for Paul, but it looks like he is not coming. So she gets into the water by herself. There's a little raft, inflatable raft that's floating kind of ominously in the middle of the water, and she just swims out to it. Crawls up into the raft and is just kind of chilling in the water, laying naked in the moonlight. She keeps calling out to Paul, saying that she knows that he's out there because she can hear something kind of rustling.
Mm-hmm.
When suddenly out of the water, Jason comes up and stabs her in the back. So
that's a pretty good effect. I like that.
Dude he's got some fins. If he's moving quick through that water.
Yeah.
Silently, quickly. He just came out of there like a freaking orca.
You have to think like this dude's pretty much been living on his own for, I don't even know the timeline anymore. Let's just say 7 years.
Yeah.
6-7 years. No, wait. This would have been at the same timeline as Higgins Haven, I think. So it would have been like 5 years. He's been on his own for a minimum of 5 years. and he has to swim. He has to hunt. Like, he's no slouch out in the woods.
That's true. He's got a weird face, but that face is hydrodynamic apparently. So Paul,
What?
he's
What?
hydrodynamic. It moves quickly through the water. You
What?
know,
Why would his face is not dynamic to anything?
I mean, it's a pretty dynamic face. It's not very symmetrical at all. There's a lot of elements, a lot of stuff going on. Which
Overruled.
apparently in 4 days, his face, or 2 days, whatever it was, for him to get hauled to the morgue and then get back over there, his face took a little bit of a beating.
Yeah, I mean, well, he got the bump in his head, by the.
That's
sharp part of the
true. I guess it's
Yeah.
kind of like the ripples of the axe. Okay, maybe we can justify it. But anyway, back in the house, Paul is finally feeling like the douche that he is, and he leaves the other girl to go find Sam. She quickly switches over to Jimmy and is just like, okay, we'll move on to the next one. Anybody but Teddy, basically.
Right.
Just gonna go right down the line of all the dudes. So she picks him up to dance, and he's feeling a little bit guilty for stealing her away from Teddy, but she quickly makes him get over it by saying they should just go upstairs. So this leaves Ted alone with his thoughts, and the other twin that is sitting there. She then comes to reluctantly sit with him, just to be nice.
Come sit by Teddy Bear.
Yeah, he's not doing himself any favors. He does not have the game he thinks he has.
And he was the one at the beginning. It's always those motherfuckers. It's always the ones with no game that want to tell you how to spit game.
Exactly. But down at the water, Paul, he's getting naked to go join Sam. Sees her laying in the boat and swims out to her. Then he sees what's in the boat, and he quickly swims away from the dock.
Yeah.
And as he gets to the dock, he gets stabbed in the dick with a harpoon gun. In one of the ones that's one of the deaths that I just kind of felt the most, I will say, because he gets lifted up by this harpoon gun. So
did he get his due?
He did get his due. He definitely deserved it. Say, hey, you want to sling that dick around? Guess what?
I can do it too.
Someone's gonna catch it. It may just get harpooned. That's not exactly the way you wanted to get caught. So yeah, Paul is dead. But nearby we have Rob in his tent, and he is hearing screams. So he wisely grabs a machete before going to investigate. At least got a good thing between his ears. Doesn't seem to see anybody at first, but then turns around, looks at his campsite. Someone is over there. So he rushes back over there, finds his rifle split in two, stock's broken, the barrel's bent, the rest of his tent is pretty trashed, and he knows that Jason is out there.
Mm-hmm.
And back at the house, we have Jimmy, and Slut One has taken him into Paul's room just for a little bit of extra icing on the cake. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you in the room with the guy that rejected me. So she climbs on top of him, and then the bed collapses underneath them immediately. They laugh and continue on with their business. Down in the living room, Ted has found an old movie reel and a projector. Slut 2, she goes upstairs to find her sister because she is ready to get out of there. So her sister is named Tina. She's telling Tina, we have got to go. And so Tina, on the other hand, she wants to stay. She's having a good time with Jimmy. So Terry, Slut 2, puts on her rain jacket, goes to get her bike, and gets grabbed by some mysterious figure off screen. So we get our first little off-screen death. Or one of the first off-screen deaths. Sarah then makes her move on Doug, who kind of appeared out of nowhere, saying that she wants him to sleep in the bottom bunk of the room tonight, and she doesn't want to sleep on the top one.
What does that mean?
That means she wants to fuck, bruh.
Damn.
Yeah. Meanwhile, mom has returned home and she is wondering where Tommy and Trish are. She can't even find the dog. She is walking outside, calling for the kids, calling for Gordon, and suddenly she is startled by something that we don't get to see. So just two quick
Dude,
deaths.
that one got me because I've seen this like a few times, a handful of times. And I guess every single time I'm like, hey, what the fuck is going on with the mom? Where are we? Like, where is she?
It was very
And
confusing because I was wondering, I was like, wait a second, when did Trish? Because I thought that they came back to the house. When did they leave
right.
again? I was confused.
Yeah, the storyboard on this one was a little off, but it was weird. I'm okay with off-screen deaths. I just need resolution after the fact. Like, I need to know, okay, so if she gets killed, do we see her later? Like, do they
I
walk
don't think
outside? They see
we
her on
don't.
the ground? No, that's what I'm just saying in general.
Yeah.
Like the girl that gets, who was the first creep I didn't like? Peter or Pete?
Or Paul.
Paul. No, not Paul, because it was in part 2.
Oh, in part 2. I can't remember at this point. I try
Anyway,
to block these out of my memory.
oh my gosh, he's lying. He's crazy. He goes, she gets killed, and then yeah, we don't see her for really the rest of the movie until Jenny and Paul make it into his shack, and then you see her like against the altar. I'm okay with that. That's cool with me.
But we never see the mom again. I'm pretty sure.
No.
She's just gone.
Yeah.
So
It's just over.
yeah, maybe she'll pop up in another one of these sequels after the final chapter.
Yeah. Be waiting a minute.
Yeah. So Trish and Tommy, they return home and they're looking for their mom in the dark house. None of the lights seem to work right now. So they walk together upstairs. They're trying to find their mom.
His name was Scott.
Scott.
Scott the perv, dude.
Yep. Scott. Screw you, right. Scott.
Fuck you, Scott.
So now they're worried. Trish is going to go out on the path to see if mom's still out there. Maybe she got injured while she was running. I think she was running. Maybe that's what it was. But they didn't really explain that very well. So Trish out in the woods finds Rob's tent and stops for a brief little respite from the storm. Suddenly the tent is cut open with a machete. She screams. It turns out it's just Rob, wondering who is in his tent in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Turns out it's just her. So we're back in the cabin. Jimmy and Tina are laying there in a little postcoital bliss. And Jimmy just works up the nerve to ask Tina if he's a dead fuck. She giggles and says, no, he was incredible. And asks if wants to do it again. So she says, cool, I'll be right back. Runs down. Jimmy runs downstairs and feeling that little bit of postcoital confidence, just hands Ted a pair of Tina's panties and tells him to run that through his little computer.
Such a funny line when he came back and said that. Run this through your little computer.
So Ted is just clearly drunk off his ass and is cackling at this silent movie softcore porno on the projector, which was not funny at all.
No, it was annoying. He was annoying.
He was so annoying, and I was so glad that he dies very quickly.
You know what bothers me is I really like their back and forth at the beginning of this movie. And I was like, oh, together, that's a great like a comic relief pairing. Yep. And he just
oh wait, do they not use it ever again in the movie? It's crazy.
No, yeah, terrible. Okay.
Yeah. No, like literally every line after that is just Ted being the largest douche in the world. Man, and Jimmy being like the biggest pussy in the world. Like those like that's the dynamic after you get the fun banter in the car.
Yeah.
So So Jimmy, he's going over the fridge, grab a bottle of wine, and he's screaming at Ted, asking where the corkscrew is. And turns out that Jason has it, and he gives it back to him by stabbing it through his hand into the counter. And then it pins him here so he can just whack a cleaver right into his face.
It was aggressive and quick, but I really liked it. I really
that one was one where, yeah, the prosthetic was good. It was quick, but it was well done.
Effective,
at least.
Yeah.
You got to see everything up close.
Oh yeah.
So back in the room, Tina is wondering where Jimmy is because she is ready for round two. And so she's looking out the window and she thinks she sees something out there, and she keeps leaning in like a little bit closer. And then Jason just smashes through the window, somehow standing on the second story. I guess there's a little banister there. I don't know what he's standing on. I don't know how he's holding himself up, and then just crashes through the window, grabs her, and throws her out onto the top.
One hand is on like the siding.
I guess,
him like grab her, and
you're holding onto the gutter. Still, it's got some Spider-Man moves over here.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. So he throws her down from the second story on top of the car. I'm pretty sure she dies instantly. So not the most creative death, but you get a fun jump scare.
Sure.
Jason coming through the window. So back at the tent, we find out that Rob, he's not hunting bears, y'all. He's hunting Jason. He is actually the brother of one of Jason's victims, Sandra.
Oh.
And Trish is over here telling him that the man that killed your sister is dead. But he is certain. No.
Is that right, Trish? Is that true?
Still alive. Yeah, Trish. Yeah. How did that work out for you?
Yeah, he's Trish. Dead.
You don't have to worry about him anymore.
Yeah, okay.
Now, granted, Rob is not a great hunter. We'll find that out later. But combined, they are one terrible horror movie character, completely oblivious to the danger and completely incapable of saving themselves from said danger.
True.
So back at the house, Tommy, he tries to fix the circuit breaker. Wandering through the garage with a flashlight. Meanwhile, Sarah and Doug, they have made their way into the shower together to save water. You know how thoughtful, ecologically friendly there. Ted, he's still sitting by himself with his teddy bear, watching these old silent films. Walks up to the screen to ogle the women a little bit closer, and suddenly the video stops. Looks over at the film. It seems like it's been cut.
No.
And then a knife shoves through the screen and into the back of his head.
Let's get another round of applause for Jason on this one.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate
it. Thank you.
Clap. Yeah. So Teddy's miserable loneliness has been ended, and his just insatiable douchebaggery is no more. So Sarah, she hops out of the shower, and Doug says he thinks he's in heaven. And Sarah says she thinks she's in love. Real clingy after losing the V card. Damn, girl. Just laying into the stereotypes. So she goes to the room, starts to blow dry her hair while Doug finishes up in the shower. Suddenly the lights in the bathroom go out. And Doug thinks it's Sarah getting ready for round two. Make it a little bit more romantic. Instead, Jason's big ugly hand crashes through the glass and just crushes his skull against the tile wall. So that was pretty fun. You just get love a good skull crush,
I mean, it definitely shows off the power. He's not throwing like small women through windows anymore. He's crushing grown men's head against tile walls.
Yeah, like he's palming a basketball. He's just So Sarah, she finishes drying her hair, goes back to the bathroom to find Doug's dead body, face shoved into the broken glass of the door. She tries opening a door to get out of there, and an axe comes through it and buries itself in her chest. So she's done. That's
Mm.
what you get for having sex. You thought it was a good idea.
Mm.
Look what happened to you. That
Mm-mm-mm.
that police officer that came to your school that one time and gave you a weird sex ed talk, he was right. You would get pregnant and die.
No
Okay.
police officer does
You can't. No, here's the thing. Small towns, the cop is coming to give the sex talk, the drug talk,
that.
and no, he's coming to do it all. Okay, maybe they have a nurse come in to give the sex talk, and then the cop is over there talking about how you shouldn't smoke pot.
That's funny.
So at the other house, Tommy watches the door rattle. It opens up, and Trish and Rob come through. Trish tries to make a call, but Jason has ripped the phone line out from the outside.
What?
Yeah. So then Trish and Rob just leave Tommy by himself in the house for some reason to go out and try to find mom. We never find mom.
No.
We never find mom, but the dog is still alive.
Mm.
So
Gordon.
we at least got Gordon still trotting around, trying to help out where he can.
Oh yeah.
So they go over to the other house to check it out. They find the door has been hacked through, probably with an axe, probably by Jason. So Rob and Trish, they go in to investigate. They're slowly walking through the house, trying not to make much noise. Rob pulls a knife out of his boot and goes down into the basement alone to check things out. Upstairs, Trish hears a whimper and thinks that something is wrong with Gordon. So we then see Gordon jump through a window, just Air Bud through a window onto the ground from the second story. That dog saw something and was like, we're getting the fuck out of here. Okay.
I was confused on that. I didn't know if he was in the basement of the house and jumped, or if he was second story of the house and jumped.
I think he was upstairs because it looked like he jumped from an upstairs window and jumped down. And then I'm pretty sure we never see Gordon again.
No, he don't.
So he was like, all right, yeah, the only thing I'm going to retrieve here is my own life. So
I know you killed Muffin.
We are getting into the woods. So Gordon has just jumped through the window. Trish goes upstairs to try to find him, armed with the machete, at least. So she's trying to be smart about it. Mm-hmm. Back at the other house, Tommy is rifling through Rob's bag, and he finds all the newspaper clippings about the murders, along with the sketch of the old Jason and what he might look like. The little artist rendering with the bald little boy that was pulled out of the water. So
did they actually pull, is that from when the boy drowned?
No, so I guess that's like the sketch of like what the boy that came out of the water looked like
to Alice in the first one.
Yeah, so I guess it's the sketch artist drawing of what Alice was attacked by.
Sure.
Which I guess we know now it wasn't in her dream.
Was it?
So, still don't know. I don't care.
I care. No, I'm just kidding. I'm over it.
So Trish walks into the bathroom, finds the shower running, finds the broken glass, blood everywhere, but no body. So her eyes then follow the trail of blood over, and we find a body, and it has been hung on a towel hook. How has it been hung on this towel hook? It has been hung on the towel hook by just shoving the body through the hook. So
not bad.
It's probably not going to fall. Don't have to worry about that. So she's a little bit rattled by that. Runs down to get Rob. They try to run up the stairs. Classic horror movie. Basement stairs break. Foot falls through. Gosh, what are you gonna do? You know.
Well, we didn't see that in The Evil Dead.
No, we didn't see. We haven't seen that anywhere else.
Okay.
So they try to run up. His foot gets caught in the step, and he is dragged back into the dark basement by Jason. Jason then just goes to town on him with whatever knife he has, and you get to see, some just there's a little bit of light from the doorway coming down, and just. So So yeah, that was still a
Was
more
it?
phoned in one, but
Were you convinced when Rob was screaming, "He's killing me"?
yeah, I felt like he was telling the truth. So it was, yeah, that was just like I said,
He's
Rob is a
killing me.
bad hunter. He is just a bad hunter. He's going down in the dark with the shittiest flashlight ever, with just a knife. He doesn't even take the machete. It's like
Yeah.
I would give her the knife. It's like, you're gonna be quicker with this. You can just stab him in the eyes if he gets you. Um, but no, he just gets pulled back down in the darkness because he can't walk up some stairs, and then just screams that he's getting killed. So
Yeah.
so Trish runs away at first, and then she runs back down the stairs for some reason that I can't really figure out. And as she runs up the stairs, Jason hand just comes through those broken stairs and grabs her ankle.
Oh,
She's able to hack him with a machete at least, and run away.
that's what I call foreshadowing.
Yeah. So tries to escape the house, and every entrance seems to be blocked by a dead body.
Yeah.
So she opens up the door, and one of the Peppermint twins is just laying on the door stoop. She goes to try to go to the back door, and we got Jimmy just literally like nailed up four corners of the door, to block her way. So she grabs a chair, tosses it through a window, and is able to get back over there to find Tommy. She tells him that Jason is alive and he is here, and so then goes to the trouble to nail the door shut, and then goes and locks the super big 16 pane glass windows. We're gonna nail the door shut, and then we're gonna click that lock there and just look out, make sure
That'll hold.
nobody
It's fine.
is gonna come through these. And as if to just represent the futility of that, Rob's body just comes smashing through the window immediately.
Yeah.
Big bay windows, y'all. Lets in a lot of
Yeah.
natural light. Also, lets in a lot of natural death. So Trish goes to check on him, and Jason bursts through the other window and grabs Tommy. Trish beats him away with the south side of a hammer, and they are able to flee up the stairs. Jason in hot pursuit. He is really motivated this time. You never know. Like, you think he hates premarital sex? He hates kids even more. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're running up the stairs. Jason's in pursuit. They get to Tommy's room. They're able to block the door with a bookshelf. We're back in the room with all the masks. Are they going to be put to use? Nope. We're just going to huddle down in the corner, and we're going to hope for the best.
Damn.
Jason, he starts banging on the door, and when the door doesn't open, he decides to open it with his axe, and that's much more effective than turning the knob. So Trish then grabs Tommy's TV and smashes it over Jason's head. Now, granted, we're back in the 80s, y'all. These are like those 50-pound TVs.
Oh yeah.
Big tube back. So smashes it over Jason's head, and is able to knock him down, at least for now. So he seems to be unconscious, and Trisha says she's going to try to go for the axe. And as soon as she gets it, Tommy needs to run like hell. So she starts sneaking around the body quietly, but as she gets next to him, he wakes up, grabs the axe, swings it into the wall, barely missing her. He briefly can't decide if he wants to kill the boy or kill Trish. He's stuck in this real weird, real paradox.
Hated that.
Yeah, it was just like, I mean, you can take the easy target and then go have a little fun with the one that's further away, but yeah, that was just so dumb.
It's whoever has the best burn. That's what he's gonna go for.
Yeah. So she goes, she flees to the other house, and he follows her pretty quickly. He's got the jets on, chases her up the stairs. She decides to just jump through the window at the end of the hall, take a page out of Gordon's notebook, and get the fuck out of there. So she goes crashing down from the second story to the ground, starts to move, and he starts to move downstairs. So meanwhile, in the bathroom, Tommy is wetting down his hair and starts to give himself that haircut that his mom had asked him to get at the beginning of the movie. So
Sure.
we'll pay off that foreshadowing.
Got it.
Yeah,
Got it.
but all the cool masks, nah. So Trish walks back into the house and fends off Jason with the machete while screaming at Tommy to get out of there. He hits her with a machete, and he grabs her as she is screaming. Tommy comes down the stairs with his new haircut, dressed in some cutoff jean shorts in an attempt to look like the boy that fell into the river. And he starts talking to Jason, asking if he remembers him. Do you remember me, Jason?
Mm.
Don't you? Jason is so easy with this stuff, man. So he's locked into his like little boy trance, just like he was whenever that other chick put his mom's sweater on. So he's walking over there in the trance. Trish takes the opportunity to grab that machete and swing for the face, knocking the mask off to reveal an even more disfigured Jason than the last time. This one, yeah, it looked like when he got hit with the axe in the previous movie, that it was just like cartoon ripples that just like rippled down his face. And so yeah, wasn't looking too good. The mask is a good choice.
I liked Jason's face better in this one than I did the last.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. This was a much better, scary, disfigured monster man than the other one looked like a sad excuse for sloth of the Goonies. Like that's
right. Yeah, exactly.
That's this one was definitely much better and much more fear inducing, I would say. So Trish, she buries the machete, knocks off his mask. We see his terrible face. He walks towards Trish, but Tommy grabs the machete off the floor, buries it halfway into his skull.
I think you were right. It is trash. She is trash.
Yeah, she's kind of trash. She just left her little brother over there by himself, and then running into random basements after dead guys.
Twice. She left him twice.
Oh my gosh. It's insane. But yeah, so Trashy Trish, she distracts Jason while Tommy goes to work with the machete. So Jason turns around and dude just baseball swings this thing directly into his face, falls down, hilt of the machete hits the ground, and he just slides down.
Dope.
Right. Yeah, this was definitely the dopest kill of the whole film.
Yeah.
But guess what? He's not dead. As Trish and Tommy are hugging it out, Jason's fingers start to move. Tommy sees it, pushes Trish away, and then just goes to town on Jason, screaming at Jason to die while he hacks his body into just ground beef with that machete.
Yeah.
Like really goes in on it.
Yeah.
So we then cut to the hospital. A doctor and a cop are talking to Trish about what her brother did to Jason, saying that, hey, it is perfectly normal for a small child to shave his head and go into a maniacal bloodlust, hacking granted a monster man, but a man into pieces.
Sure.
Screaming at him to die.
Sure.
He's going to be just fine, y'all. Don't worry. He'll recover. Just needs a little bit of therapy, some sunshine. He'll be right as rain. She says she wants to see him. And so they send him in. He comes in, they embrace. They're so glad that the other is alive, but something's different in Tommy's eyes. He is not the boy he once was. So I guess this is in the final chapter. I could sue for false advertising. because there have been so many more of these movies that I'm gonna have to watch, and I
Sure.
feel like I am entitled to financial compensation.
Whoa. Um, yeah, the ending of that movie was not for me. Um, I I just thought it was lame. That's the best way I can say it. Like, I don't care what happens after Tommy kills Jason. If you
Yeah.
ended the movie on Tommy hacking slashing Jason's head into the ground, I'd have been like, wow, what a way
End
to
it
end
right
it.
there, cut to black. You have some upbeat rock song, and then you start
Right.
splashing in the ending credits with
Yeah,
bloody
absolutely.
effects. Would have been so much better. Once
Nope.
again, why aren't we making horror movies?
They're expensive. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
Apparently, people
Anyway,
are making bangers on iPhones nowadays.
I'm telling you, dude, there's a bunch of like cool shorts on YouTube. I haven't found any. And if you know of some that are legitimately good, don't be sending me no like crappy movie and then be like, isn't it great? But if you know of some films, because I know a lot of like independents are just putting them on YouTube, they're shorts, 40 minutes to an hour and some odd change. Send it over. Throw it down in a link.
Yeah,
I'm always willing to check those out, but I mean, most of the ones coming out are not great. There's not like a crap ton of Curry Barkers and all that kind of stuff. And I'm sorry for saying the
yeah.
name. The name is being overused now, but
But still, he's in his bag. Let the man have
I
his
know
time.
it's 400. The last time I looked, yeah, we're talking about the final chapter. Obsession's at 423 million at the box office. That's insanity.
Yeah. It's like the
Insanity.
highest. It's I think I saw something that it was like the highest grossing movie for a movie that was made for under a million or
Sure,
whatever it
like
was.
the
Yeah.
best return on a movie or something. Crazy. So yeah, if I see like that kind of stuff, if you guys know of a bunch of these independent films or film students that are really killing it, or even just YouTubers that are transitioning into film, send it. We want to see that. If it's a
Yeah.
good movie, we want to see it. If it's got really terrible dialogue and bad effects, I'm out. You got to have one or the other in my eyes. And this movie has really good effects and not so hot dialogue.
Yeah.
It is kind of bad. Again, it's set up so well in the beginning when Teddy and Jimmy are in the back of the Jeep and they're talking back and forth. And I'm like, wow, finally we have, first off, you see Crispin Glover and you're like, finally we have like another good actor. And I know people are going to say, what about Kevin Bacon? He didn't have like a bunch of dialogue in the
He
first
was on
movie.
screen for like 4 minutes.
Right. Crispin Glover was on screen a lot longer, and they did really well together. And I've seen that guy, the guy who plays Teddy and other stuff,
Yeah, he looked familiar.
but he doesn't have like big roles in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I thought the movie was really fun. The first scene of this movie, I actually thought was shot really well. Like when they're going over Higgins Haven and all the cops are there. Maybe it's because it's dark or whatever, but they're utilizing a lot of different types of shots and stuff like that. I thought it looked really great. It pulled me right into the movie. I was ready to go. And if the
Yeah.
ambulance driver wouldn't have been wouldn't have
So
been the way he
dismissive.
was, yeah, it would have kept me in the whole time. It made me laugh. But yeah, man, it set the tone off that nurse that I talked about earlier getting gutted, set the tone for like a mighty, hey, this is a mighty pissed off Jason. You
Yeah.
know, he got stabbed in the face. They put him in like a little unconscious state, I guess, for a little bit. And he's coming back and he's really freaking mad at you.
Dude just needed a nap, Little power,
Yeah,
little time in the freezer.
right.
It's like an old school cold plunge. Just
Sure.
getting him refreshed.
Sure. I mean, and look, even though like I'll say the only weak point to me in this movie, well, there's two for me. The storyboard was not set up correctly because there were just scenes that seemed like they were spliced out of order a little bit. And it wasn't crazy. It's not egregious. It doesn't make me think what a terrible movie. It confuses you while you're watching it. You're like, whoa,
He
why?
hopped
Why is this
around
happening?
so much.
Right.
That was the thing.
If Jason locked this dog somewhere in the house and Trish heard it whimpering, why couldn't the mom find it earlier?
I don't know.
Like it's that kind of stuff. So the storyboard, however they set up these scenes and edit and post were just not done well. And then I thought the acting was really great. I thought the acting throughout the
Bad.
entirety of the cast was the best of the series.
Yeah. I would
It
agree.
was the dialogue that was somehow, I mean, I don't want to say the worst of the series, but not great. You know what I mean? Like you had a lot of potential, and I'm sure you don't know. Like you don't know who you have on set because these people haven't blown up yet. But
Right.
come on, like
Give him a chance.
you have a full.
What do
So
you got to lose?
well, and I get it. They're putting these movies out in a year, so
Yeah.
it's like, hey, we're putting it in theaters in a year, not we're done filming in a year.
Yeah.
So you gotta speed it up. I get it, but you can make a more coercive story, I think. Actually, the story wasn't bad. It was like the individual dialogue of characters talking to each other. That was like, what are you saying?
And then you combine that with just kind of the choppy feeling of cutting back from all the different people, because it's like we had Trish and Rob, and then we also had these kids, but then part of the kids are over here, but then also Tommy's upstairs, and it's just like, where are we at right now? And so that's why I was so confused, because it's like,
Yeah,
where were the kids at? Why did they leave again?
right. And my like final point on this movie is I liked it when we were out of the homes far more than we were in them. And we did spend a ton of time in the movie, in the houses. That's where most of the kills took place. And I'm not mad about it. I'm really not. Like, Jason is so much more effective outdoors. It's so much more frightening that way. And it's like when you have him in that highlight and he's, again, like we talked about on the stairs, picking, am I going to go after Trish or am I going to go after
Tommy?
Okay, well,
Who do I want it?
yeah, well, now you look like a doofus. He looks so like, I mean, he's a step ahead of everybody outside.
Yeah.
And it's just, he's such a great, like, killer outside. And I'm tired of being stuck in homes. I'm okay with him jumping through windows and fucking somebody up in the house and then dipping out. I don't want you to just be walking around like rooms and watching you run upstairs. You're not that fast. By the way, you're lumbering. It sucks, but that's who you are, dude. Accept it.
Been stabbed in the leg too many times. Okay. You're not as nimble as you used to be.
Right. With that being said, I like this movie a lot. I like it a lot. It has every aspect that I want in a Friday the 13th movie. The gore's good. Kills are pretty good. We can all wrap that up with the effects as well. The acting is really good in this movie. The story is the story in this one. It's not, I don't know that it's really that well connected to any of the other ones. We don't really know still why Jason does what he does or anything. He's just a killing machine.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I like that they brought in Rob. Hey, this is a family member who is obsessed about it and is here now to end it. He doesn't believe he's dead. He is correct. He comes back to the town. I like that part of it. So there are some, there's a little bit of story in this one.
But he really sucks at his job, man.
Yeah.
He is not the Punisher that he wants to be.
Right. For horror movie fans, right? There wouldn't be a movie so far in the series that I wouldn't recommend. And it's the same as this. I recommend this movie. This movie is a fun movie. It's always great to see what we would have called A-list actors at one point in their careers in horror movies, because it just doesn't happen that often. I think that I would recommend this over the original. I mean, I know that The original, we talked about it a little bit earlier. We both like the movie a lot. It's solid. It has some charm to it, you know. But this is more of like, hey, here's your hockey mask, Jason. Here's what he does. Here is a ton of people to kind of just go roughshod through.
Yeah.
And you know, it still has the element of like part 2 where, you know, she puts on the sweater, tricks Jason. Now Tommy shaves his head and tricks Jason. I don't know, man. I recommend this movie. Absolutely. What about you?
I am not like, if you're not a horror movie fan, this one is, you know, one of those that can be fun, but I would probably not necessarily recommend it. I will say that me personally, I enjoyed you know, just kind of uh some of the different kills in there and some of the stuff. I was annoyed by a lot of the storyboarding and the quick edits and everything like that, and not being able to figure out whose name was who. I thought that Jimmy was Rob for a significant portion of this movie. And then I was like, wait, he's Rob? There's no way that they're going to put 2 Robs into this movie. But no, that was Jimmy. So yeah, I think I gave this one a 3. You know, I can in good conscience recommend any of these movies to a non-horror fan. You're just probably not going to have a good time.
Really? None of the 4 movies that we watched for Friday the 13th you wouldn't think would enrich anybody's life into the horror genre or have fun for Halloween or anything like that? No?
I mean, with this one, you know, the first one, like we said, the first one has its charm. But yeah, maybe if you're trying to get in the spirit of the holiday, this is one that is not too terrible. It's not going to necessarily give you nightmares.
No.
You know, unless you're just a real big weenie. But
Super Weenie Hut Juniors.
yeah, so maybe if you want to give it a watch with some friends around Halloween, go for it.
Okay. Yeah, so there are plenty of Friday the 13th. The first, so this episode won't be out for a minute, but the first trailer for A24's Crystal Lake just dropped yesterday. Go check it out. I noticed I said stay away from trailers. It's a TV show, very different. TV show trailers are so different than movie trailers. So, and you don't even really have to show much. There's not much in the trailer. I will say, if you're a Linda Cardellini fan, shout out Freaks and Geeks, shout out Scooby-Doo. You're going to like it. Linda Cardellini is a smoke show. So
Okay.
even at this age. So yeah, got to check it out.
Hey, you know what? I'm a little more motivated now.
You should be. Everybody should be.
Might go check it out.
Men, women, and in between. All of you. You should be excited for Linda Cardellini. Also, by the time that this episode gets out, we will be on Spotify.
Yep.
And hopefully all the videos will be on there. It just depends. Oh, we've never put anything on Spotify, so we don't know if you have to separate the audio from the video or whatever. We're not going to put the video on Spotify, just audio, which is kind of my preference anyway, because when I drive in the car, I listen. That's where the majority of my podcasts come from. That, or I'll play like a video game and I'll have a podcast in the background that I'll watch from time to time. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it.
Sounds good. Well, hey, until next time, this has been Horror and the Hater, and we'll catch you later.